my channel, or welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be reflecting on 2025 to set ourselves up for a brilliant 2026.
It seems like a New Year's resolution.
It is not a New Year's resolution because New Year's resolutions are always broken and they're silly in my opinion. I developed that opinion about a week ago. So I have a new motto. We're just going to reflect on the year. And let's be real, you probably already know what your goals are going in 2026. Like, you know what you want to do. You know if there's things you want to change. And that can start at any point. That doesn't have to be a New Year's thing. But I feel like the New Year's cycle is good for a bit of reflection. So let's get right into it. These are some questions to ask before the year is over. I've got 3 criteria of reflection. Wait, there's actually 5. That was a lie. I've got 5 criteria of reflection that I've written some questions on. Body, social, habits and goals, and what we want to change. Yep. So first, the mental reflection. Because we don't want to be mental in 2026. We want our mental space to be a safe haven for all who visit, being ourselves. Okay. So, first question. When did I act out of fear instead of purpose? I like this question because if you're acting out of fear, you've probably got some limiting beliefs. Like, you don't believe in your goals, you don't believe in what you can accomplish. And so if you're acting out of fear, then you're not setting yourself up for success. So we want to realign and act out of purpose and not out of fear in 2026. Question number 2. What was my dominant mindset in 2025 and was it helpful? I love mindsets. I love when I've got something that really resonates with me, I write it on my mirror or something. One that I had this year that's still up there because I forgot to rub it off and replace it is what if. So instead of thinking, when you have an opportunity, instead of thinking, what if it goes wrong? What if I embarrass myself? What if I don't have fun? What if blah, blah, blah? Instead you can think, what if the best thing possible happens? What if this is a really good experience and I get to meet some new people and I get to push myself and it leads me in a new great direction and it teaches me lots of things. So that's an example of a mindset that I tried to have in 2025. But we can also have bad mindsets like, what are other people going to think of me? Other people don't like me, etc. So it's good to rein those in and think about how we were thinking in 2025 to rewire our thoughts.
Drink break.
Yeah, a little drink break. We have some mango passion kombucha. I know I already showed it, but you can look again. Okay.
Not sponsored.
Yeah, we're not sponsored, guys. Question number 3. What drained my energy the most this year and what filled it? This is also a great question because sometimes we have things in our life, we're not thinking about people yet. That's in the social section. Mentally, what drained your energy and what filled it. So there's some energy drainers that are good, like if you're focusing at school or something, that's probably a good sign, you're going to be a little bit drained after that. But if you feel drained all the time, that is not good and that is not conducive to a happy life. So we have to think about what's draining my energy, what's filling it, what can I do to have a less drained energy. For example, when I go to the beach, it makes me feel better and less drained after a hard week or whatever. Journaling. By the way, you should have your journal out so you can take some notes and write down your favourite questions. Question number 3. What did I hold back from this year because of fear? This is similar to the other question, just thinking about where you've limited yourself and where you want to push more next year. What did I do this year that required courage? This is a great question because it's a bit of a hype for yourself. What have you done that pushed you and you were proud of yourself for doing? Because often reflection is here's all the bad things we have to fix. But I really like this one because it's where did I show courage this year? What did I do this year that required courage. And the final question about our mentality and mind is, how well did I take care of my mental health in 2025? Because the only thing that you're going to have for the rest of your life is your mental health, no matter how good or bad it is. You could lose your legs tomorrow. That's a drastic example, but like you could get hit by a car tomorrow and all you have is your mind. Like, your mind is the only thing that you're going to be able to keep, so you want it to be a happy space. I think it's like the most important thing that you have, apart from your spiritual relationship with God, if you believe in God. But your mind is the only thing you're going to keep with you for this life, so take care of it. How well did I take care of my mental health in 2025? Section number 2, the body. I've tried to structure it so it's like all the main parts of who we are, our mind, our body, and our like social interactions. So now up to the body. Question 1. What areas of my performance need the most development? This is geared towards sort of athlete, business mindset, but it can be applied to anything. What areas, so in what you're trying to do, what areas need the most development? For me, for example, I'm thinking about netball, and I need to get more time on court to be a better player. I've been doing all the training and things, but actually getting on court has been a struggle because of a few injuries and things. So I need to make sure I'm looking after my injuries and my recovery so that I can get on court and develop more in 2026. Oh, okay. I love this question. Question number 2, body. This is kind of about actions. What is one thing that I could be doing that would make the biggest impact if I changed it, that I know I should be doing in 2026? I feel like there's something that we always know we should do, but we just haven't done. Like, I know I should post this flipping video and record it. I've done it for like a week. I've been procrastinating it. And it's like taking the first step is the hardest bit. So, yeah. What is one thing you know you should be doing that you're not doing that would make a big impact? And do that thing. Do it, and 2026, we will be proud of ourselves for taking action on our goals. Yay! This is an interesting question. Question number 3. Did I train with intensity and intelligence or sacrifice? Did you act with intensity and intelligence, like making smart choices, making hard choices, like pushing yourself? Or were you just sort of throwing yourself at things and sacrificing your health? Because that is not sustainable. We need to be doing all the right things, but not sacrificing our body and our mind in the process. Because sometimes I work so hard and burn myself out, like almost all the time. And then it's like almost going 2 steps forward and 3 steps back because I've like hurt myself in the process. So have intensity, but also intention and intelligence in what you do. Second last question. Did my sleep, nutrition, hydration, training, and recovery habits align with my goals? That's a big one. Sleep, nutrition, hydration, the 3 pillars of like physical performance. You need to sleep at least 8 hours. If you're a woman, you should be sleeping for more than 8 hours. Nutrition, eat well equals train well, perform well, live well. And hydration, we need to be getting our drink in. Not drinking gives you headaches, your body can't recover. We need water. Water yourself. You're a plant. You're a house plant, okay? You need a bit of light, you need a bit of water, you need a bit of nutrition, the soil. And you need your nighttime. You need your circadian rhythm. Get some sunlight. And training and recovery habits align with my goals. Yeah, reflect on each of those little things. Did they match? Did they match your goals? My water intake this year did not match my goals. I need to drink more water. It's a simple fact. My drink bottle currently is 700 mils and it's not big enough. I need a bigger drink bottle. I need to drink more water. and recovery is important. Last question of the body section. How well did I take care of my physical health in 2025? At the end of each of these sections, there's just a general big reflection. How well did I take care of my physical health in 2025? Because often one section is taken care of really well and another one drops off. Like, I feel like when I'm training really hard and working hard at school and whatever, often my mental focus, like looking after myself mentally, will drop off a bit. So, yeah, reflecting on which of those might have been sacrificed this year and what needs a bit more attention. Social. This is my least favorite one. I feel like mind and body is like, yep, I can do this. It's so easy. Not easy, but it's a lot easier than people. People are hard, but we are social beings and we have to be social and look after ourselves in that way, because it's a big aspect of our lives and it can't be ignored, unfortunately, as much as the introvert in me wants to. Oh, and also, if you're in a work environment, a team environment, you can only achieve if the people around you are achieving, because it really is cumulative. Unless you're like really, even if you're like your own boss, even if you own a business, the people around you are so important, and cultivating that group is vital to like pushing you towards your goals. If you're surrounded by people who support you and have the same beliefs as you and their visions align with you, then you're both going to be pushing each other so much harder. It's like training with a coach versus training by yourself. When you're with a coach, they're pushing you. When you're by yourself, maybe you'll be able to go to your limit, but sometimes you'll hold back. But when you have a coach, they'll be like, no, you have got 1 rep left in you. How did I impact on others this year? First question. How did I impact on others this year? Did I upset people? Did I make eye contact with people when I talk to them? Did I make people feel valued this year? How you make people feel is important. Obviously, you can't control people's feelings, but if you can be a strong, kind presence in the world, then that makes others happy, makes you happy, it makes the environment better. That's a bit sunshine and rainbows perspective, I know. It's not entirely realistic sometimes, but how did I impact on others this year? If you can encourage others, that will in turn encourage you. Like, when your presence makes someone happy and makes them feel valued and understood, like, that's such a boost for yourself and for them and for the whole like environment. So yeah, I think it's really good to give others a bit of attention and a bit of love, and think about how your conversations, eye contact, remembering their names, how that's impacting on them. Question number 2, what leadership qualities did I develop this year? This one's a bit more introspective. Being a leader in your environment is important if you have big goals and you want to grow. Being able to lead and make decisions and work with people is very important. Question number 3, how did I communicate in a way that lifted others up? This one is more geared towards how you talk to people, because sometimes when I talk to someone, like I'm in my own world and I'm like doing work or something and not even looking at them. And I'm like, no, Elizabeth, make eye contact. Like, this is a person, they deserve you to look at them. Anyway, yeah, communicate in a way that uplifts people. I really need to reflect on when I haven't done that, because it's very important. Next question. Who supported me the most in 2025? I feel like, for me, everyone's in a different season, but I just finished school. All my old friends, I can either choose to carry them on into this next stage, or they can be left behind in that last chapter. I'm joining new teams, I'm starting work, I'm going to uni. Like, these are all new environments where I get to pick and choose who I relate to. Not always. There are people you're forced into environments with. Reflecting on who actually helped you and supported you and who is really in your corner. Like, most of my school friends weren't really in my corner. I don't want them in my life anymore. And that's sometimes a hard decision, to be like, I'm I'm taking a new direction, I'm taking a new step. But being honest with people and realizing who supported you and being honest with yourself is really important. Did my relationships elevate my goals or distract from them? This one is good. The people that we choose to spend time with, are they pushing us? Are they pushing us? Because the company you have is the company you keep, or something like that. Like, if you're surrounded by people who want to go partying and don't really care about their education, that's more of a school example. They spend all their money really quickly, etc., etc. Like, they don't really care about training, they ignore the coach, they're not nice to other people. People who gossip, whatever. These people are probably not elevating you and helping you reach your goals. They're distracting you from your goals. They're sending you in the wrong direction. So think about the people that you surround yourself with. Think about, I know everyone can't be separated from, there's some people that you're really stuck with, and that's hard. But think about how you can protect your own mental space and make sure you are living by your values in 2026. This is a good question. Sorry, I'm a bit sick. Who do I need to spend more time with in 2026? Who inspires me to be better? Often I think about the people who I don't want to spend time with, and I don't focus on the people that I need to spend more time with. Because we're busy. We are busy people. Chances are your life is pretty full already. If you're going to spend time with people, with good people, which we should be doing because it's a good investment in ourselves, in others, in our mental health, we need to make time for that, which is kind of a hard truth, but it needs to be done. So who do I need to spend more time with in 2026? Who inspires me to be better? That's a really good reflection question. I find that one challenging. Love it. This is good stuff. Second last social question. What is one people/leadership skill I need to sharpen going into 2025? A people/leadership skill I need to sharpen. 2025, going into 2026. In 2025, my one for this, I actually had one, it was to remember people's names, and I did a really good job. Like, remembering people's names is so hard, and I know people are all like, I can't do it, I have a bad memory, but that's not true. Maybe for some people, you really have problems, but for most of us, we're just not making the effort. We hear someone's name, we're like, oh, hi, I'm Elizabeth, and we're thinking about our outfit, or what they think of us, or what we're doing tomorrow, or what we just ate for lunch, or how many hours of sleep am I going to get tonight? I don't know. And we're not actually thinking about the other person and the interaction we're having. Being fully present in an interaction really helps you to remember a name. And if I don't think I'm going to remember it, I think of something to associate it with. If someone tells me their name is Taylor, I'll be like, Tall Taylor, in my head, even if they're not that tall. And it helps me remember it. Oh, that's Tall Taylor, because she's a little bit taller than me. Or if they're like really short and their name is Taylor, you could be like, oh, Tall Taylor, and it's like a bit sarcastic and it's funny in your head. I do that all the time. I'm like, not Tall Taylor, and it rhymes. Wait, it alliterates, sorry, it doesn't rhyme. And Shorty Taylor doesn't need to know that, but I remember her name because of how funny it is that they're short and I'm thinking of them as Tall Taylor. Anyway, that's an example of how I remember people's names. It literally works 80% of the time, 90% of the time. When I give people something to rhyme with or alliterate with their name, I almost always remember their name. Okay, last question for this section. How well did I take care of my social health in 2025? The final little reflection bit. How well did I take care of my social health? For me, pretty good. I was pretty proud of my social health this year. I feel like I kept myself separate from people who were hurting me. I pushed myself to interact with people even when I didn't want to. I tried to remember people's names. I tried to encourage people and look after them. I tried to make people feel seen and heard. I didn't always succeed in that one. I want to be more present with people and make them feel loved in 2026. That's probably mine. To make them feel like I do care about your problems and I want to hear what you have to say. Habits and goals. Question 1. What habits served me? What habits sabotaged me? Our habits are the foundation of our lives. What you do every day dictates who you're going to be. If I scroll for an hour every day, that is a pretty sure sign of where I'm headed. Like, I'm not going to grow and learn about myself and be able to create and grow my business and grow my life if all I'm doing is consuming. Like, to create something, you can't be constantly consuming. Scrolling is a problem for me. Hold on, the dog wants to get out. I'm trying to make these pillows look aesthetic, but they literally look like butt. I have this water one. Look, this one's really pretty and you can't even see it. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm alright. I'm okay. Alright, so habits that served me and sabotaged me. I'm going to scroll less. Scrolling is a mindset thing. When I tell myself at the start of the day, scrolling kills my mental health, scrolling kills my attention span, scrolling kills my creativity, scrolling makes me sad, scrolling makes me angry, scrolling makes me anxious, that makes me not want to scroll. So if we're being intentional, if I'm being intentional, if I'm journaling, if I'm telling myself that at the start of the day, I am much less likely to scroll. If I'm planning out my day, I'm much less likely to scroll. If I know what the next thing I have to do is, if I know that I'm going to get lots of sleep, if I know that I've got something to relax with in the afternoon that I'm excited for, if I'm planning in things that I want to do, I'm less likely to scroll because I know that there's real dopamine to be had. If I get up in the morning and go for a walk, I'm less likely to scroll because I've had that sunlight, I've reset my circadian rhythm, I'm feeling better, I'm less likely to scroll. So what habits served me, sabotaged me in 2025? Reflect on that for 2026 is a great question. Question number 2, where did I spend time that didn't reflect my priorities? This is also a good one. This is very similar for me. It's also scrolling. Spending time on like people that don't like me. Like people that genuinely don't like me, don't care about me. That's probably somewhere I spent my time that didn't reflect my priorities. Spending time on guys that are holding me back, like that aren't even worth my time. They should not be taking up a second of my headspace, but sometimes they do. So where did I spend time that didn't reflect my priorities? Question 3, what goals did I achieve in 2025 and how did I do it? That's awesome. For me, the goals that I achieved, playing in certain teams, I did it by believing in myself and being disciplined. So getting out of bed every day and training is how I achieved my goals. Forcing myself to do something hard, to talk to someone who terrifies me, to walk up to that coach and be like, hey, would you mind doing one-on-one sessions with me? I would like to grow this, blah, blah, blah. I really like what you're doing. It looks great. That is how I achieved my goals. And a lot of the time people say yes. Sometimes they say no. And when we get used to failure, success is so much better and more quickly achieved. It's like that example you hear of the 2 art classes and one of them's told, you got all year to paint one painting, and the next class is told, paint as many paintings as you can. Like, don't worry about how good they are, just like keep creating whatever you want. And this one does better over here, but this one's like more perfectionism. Yeah, so how did I achieve my goals this year? It's probably just by getting out there and doing stuff. So we need to get out there and do stuff in 2026. Kick butt. Okay. Question 4. What goals did I not achieve and why? This one is a bit confronting. Don't mind me being sick and not being able to talk. The goals that I didn't achieve. I didn't get the ATAR that I wanted. And I didn't get that not because of my lack of effort, which is what I'm proud of. I didn't get the ATAR I wanted partially. I have a teacher that was a bit to blame, and partially because I did maths advanced when maths is not my strong suit, and I worked really hard and I got a good mark in my mind of what a good mark is in maths, but it brought my ATAR down. So that's a goal that I didn't achieve, but I'm actually really proud of myself because I did really well in all my subjects except maths. So I am not that disappointed. Well, I was initially, but when I actually thought about it a bit more and reflected, I was like, okay, but I actually did really good and I can be proud of myself and the effort I put in because I studied my butt off. Like, I studied so hard and I did really good. Or the answer could be, actually, no, I didn't work as hard as I needed to. One goal that I didn't achieve this year because of a lack of my own effort was shooting accurately. I was not the most accurate shooter this year. My accuracy was between 70 and 80%. I play netball. If you want to be a starting shooter, you need to be more accurate than that. And I wasn't, because I wasn't shooting enough. So that's something that is my fault, that I can acknowledge and confront myself on and say, we're going to do better in 2026 because this is a goal that I want and we need to work on that. Question whatever we're up to. What is the real reason I want to achieve my goals in 2026? This is a toughie. Think about what you want this year. I want this money. I want this team. I want this achievement. I want to run a marathon. I want to buy a car. I want to get this mark. I want to be friends with these people, whatever. My only goals are like sport related, so I'm struggling to come up with things. But what was it? What's the real reason I want to achieve my goals? Is the reason you want to achieve your goals, is the reason I want to achieve my goals to get validation from people? Like, do I want to do this thing so people go, oh wow, that's so cool, like, you're awesome. And then I've gotten my reward there. That's all I needed, for someone to say they were proud of me, for someone to say that they liked me. Is that the reason I'm doing things? To make other people happy, to feel like I'm valued, to feel validated, so that the cool people will actually look at me and go, wow, we should be friends with that person. Like, what's the reason I'm doing it? Am I doing these things because I'm... Shh, dog, shh. This is witty. Come here. Why are we doing the things we do? Because if your reason is like just to be scared of failure or just to impress people, like, that's not going to last and we're not going to achieve what we want. Like, there has to be an inner motivation and an inner drive. Like this dog, driven from the core to get me to throw her toy for her. The video is almost over, Winnie. You can do this. Okay, next question. Second last question for this section. We only have one section left. We're doing great. What is a goal that feels scary but exciting? This is a great question. I want to not limit myself by being afraid. Like, it's good to acknowledge fear and it's good to acknowledge this is a hard thing, but don't let that limit what you do and who you want to be this year. So have goals that feel scary and exciting is basically the point of that question. Because if you have goals that you're scared to do but that don't excite you, it's like, well, why are you doing it? And if you have the goal that, like, oh wow, this is so fun, but it's not that scary, then it's like, well, maybe you're not pushing yourself enough. So it's good to have a balance. Last question to reflect on our habits and our goals. What am I most proud of from 2025? Great question. Last section, change. What will I no longer compromise? There's some things that are good to compromise, and there's some things that we need to plant ourselves like a tree and say, no, you move. What will success look like in 2026? Is success to achieve that goal, or is success the mindset, the person that you're becoming? What challenges me to stretch the most, and how can I maximize on this in 2026? Because we should be surrounding ourselves and chasing things that challenge us and that motivate us and that cause us to stretch and become a better person. Is it to spend more time with that person? Do we need to journal more? Do we need to be doing harder things? Are we not pushing ourselves enough? Do we need to have harder conversations? What is one thing I can commit to in 2026 that would change everything? For me, good question. I haven't answered this one in my head. What is one thing I can commit to in 2026 that would change everything? I feel like it's lots of little things. I'm trying to think of a big thing. Self-belief. In 2025, I don't think I committed to believing in myself. I want to commit to believing in my potential, in my work ethic, in my worth, and what I can accomplish. What would I regret not doing if I don't start in 2026? What's something that you can start now? The best time to plant a tree was 100 years ago. The second best time is right now. Plant the tree. Plant the tree of what you want to do in 2026. Plant it right flipping now. Don't hold back. Start the thing you want to start. Starting the YouTube channel. I'm working towards my netball goals. I'm going to the gym. I'm talking to the coaches. I'm trying out for hard teams. I'm asking hard questions. I'm rehabbing my injuries because if I don't start this year, I will regret it the next year. Last question ever. If nothing was holding me back, what would I go all in on? Which is very similar to the last one. Yeah. Go all in. Go all in on your goals. You can do it. I believe in you. We need to go all in our goals. We need to commit to ourselves and to our self-belief and not be held back by opinions of others, expectations from ourselves, whatever. Rise to the occasion. And I already talked about the what if mindset. You can think, what if it all goes wrong? Or we can think, what if it all goes right? What if I achieve everything that I set out to achieve? If you achieved everything you set out to achieve, would it be a very low bar? Would you be disappointed in that? Or would it be like the Olympics, you know? How high is the bar you're setting to yourself? Because you won't rise to a super amazing point if the bar you're setting to yourself is on the floor. Like, unfortunately, we as humans want to do the bare minimum. Bar is on the floor, then that's what we'll rise to. But if you can raise the bar to the ceiling, then even if you fall short of that, you've done so much better than you would have. Just setting an acceptable, like, you know, you can definitely accomplish this goal. Raise the bar higher, work harder. Farther, further, faster, baby. We can do this. I believe in you. Chase your goals. Reflect on this year and get a little bit better every day. We need to push the needle towards our goals. Do focus on the big goal, but also keep a balance of just focus on what steps need to happen today. I love you. I'll see you later. Subscribe. Bye.